Hi, thank you for joining me for another edition of Insight from My Book, where we explore ideas that strengthen our leadership, deepen our understanding, and inspire us to become wiser citizens in an ever changing world. Whether you are joining us from New York or California, Texas or Florida, Alaska or Hawaii, or from American communities serving, studying, working, or living abroad, I am honored to have you with us today. My name is Reverend Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, Sr. I am a pastor, researcher, leadership consultant, public policy observer, and author with a passion for helping individuals, communities, institutions, and nations grow through wisdom, ethical leadership, responsible citizenship, and informed decision making. Today, I would like to share another important insight from my latest book, Neither Left Nor Right: The Battle for America's Democratic Soul. Our focus today comes from Chapter 11, Federal Agencies Under Political Siege. The central lesson of this chapter is both timely and foundational. When politics weakens public institutions, it is not one political party that ultimately loses, it is the American people. Government is more than elected officials. When Americans think about government, they often think about the president, Congress, or the Supreme Court. Yet every single day, thousands of public servants quietly perform work that most citizens rarely notice. Scientists monitor disease outbreaks. Air traffic controllers keep our skies safe. FBI agents investigate criminal threats. Meteorologists track dangerous storms. Food inspectors help protect our food supply. Researchers study emerging health risks. Veterans receive health care. Social security benefits are processed. Disaster relief is coordinated. National parks are protected. These responsibilities are carried out not by political campaigns, but by public institutions staffed by dedicated professionals. Most Americans may never meet these individuals, yet their work touches nearly every aspect of our daily lives. The administrative state exists to serve the public. In recent years, the phrase administrative state has become increasingly common in political debates. Reasonable Americans may disagree about the size, scope, and efficiency of government. Those are healthy democratic discussions, but regardless of one's political philosophy, federal agencies exist for one fundamental purpose: to faithfully implement the laws enacted by Congress within the constitutional framework established by the American people. Their legitimacy comes not from political parties, but from the Constitution and the laws of the United States. Healthy debate should focus on improving institutions, not simply dismantling public confidence in them. Reform strengthens democracy. Blind distrust weakens it. Expertise is a national asset. One of America's greatest strengths has always been its investment in knowledge. Scientists, engineers, economists, military leaders, public health experts, law enforcement professionals, career civil servants. These individuals devote years, often decades, to developing expertise in their respective fields. Expertise does not make anyone infallible. Scientists can make mistakes. Economists can disagree. Public officials can exercise poor judgment. No institution is beyond accountability, but expertise remains essential. Complex societies require informed decision making. Good policy depends upon accurate information. When expertise is respected and held accountable, government becomes more effective. When expertise is dismissed simply because it produces politically inconvenient conclusions, everyone bears the cost. The danger of politicizing public institutions. Chapter 11 explores what happens when federal agencies become viewed primarily through partisan lenses. One administration may accuse agencies of political bias. The next administration may seek to reshape them according to its own priorities. Over time, public confidence begins to erode. Citizens start asking, "Can I trust this institution?" instead of, "Is this institution fulfilling its legal mission?" That shift is significant. Healthy democracies require oversight. Congress should exercise oversight. Inspectors general should investigate misconduct. Courts should review legality. The public should demand transparency. But accountability is not the same as politicization. Oversight strengthens institutions. Political manipulation weakens them. Lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the case studies discussed in this chapter examines the role of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, during the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic placed extraordinary pressure on public institutions. Scientific knowledge evolved rapidly. Guidance changed as new evidence emerged. Leaders faced unprecedented uncertainty. Citizens sought clear answers during a time of enormous fear. Regardless of one's views on specific policies, one lesson became unmistakably clear: public trust matters, communication matters, transparency matters, humility matters. Scientific institutions serve the public best when they communicate honestly about what is known, what is uncertain, and why recommendations may change as new evidence becomes available. Likewise, public confidence grows when political leaders allow scientific expertise to inform policy while remaining transparent about the broader considerations involved in governing. Crises test institutions. They also reveal how essential trust truly is. Institutions outlast administrations, presidents serve limited terms. Members of Congress come and go. Supreme Court justices eventually retire. Political majorities change. But America's institutions endure across generations. That continuity is one of the nation's greatest strengths. Federal agencies preserve institutional memory. They maintain technical expertise. They ensure continuity during transitions of power. This continuity allows government to continue functioning regardless of election outcomes. The American people should expect agencies to improve continuously, but they should also recognize that strong institutions provide stability during uncertain times. The goal is not blind loyalty to institutions. The goal is responsible stewardship of institutions that serve the public interest. Why this matters today. This conversation matters because America faces increasingly complex challenges: cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, pandemics, climate related disasters, international terrorism, economic competition, energy security, public health. These challenges cannot be addressed through political slogans alone. They require informed leadership, professional expertise, public accountability, and institutions capable of serving every American regardless of political affiliation. Strong institutions do not threaten democracy, they help preserve it. 3 questions for reflection. This week, I encourage you to reflect on 3 simple questions. 1. Do I distinguish between healthy accountability and unnecessary distrust of public institutions? 2. Am I willing to evaluate public agencies based on evidence rather than political assumptions? 3. How can I contribute to rebuilding trust while still supporting transparency and accountability? These questions are not intended to discourage legitimate criticism. They are intended to encourage thoughtful citizenship. Strong democracies require institutions that are both trusted and accountable. One cannot exist without the other. Why I wrote this chapter. I wrote this chapter because I believe America's greatest institutions belong to the American people, not to political parties. The CDC does not belong to one administration. The FBI does not belong to one ideology. The Department of Justice does not belong to one president. The intelligence community does not belong to one political movement. They belong to the Republic. Like every institution created by human beings, they require reform, oversight, and continuous improvement. But they also deserve the opportunity to fulfill their missions free from unnecessary political interference. America's institutions should never become political trophies. They should remain public trusts. In closing, let's quickly review today's insight. Today we learned 1. Federal agencies quietly perform essential services that affect every American. 2. Expertise is one of America's greatest national assets and should be respected while remaining accountable. 3. Oversight strengthens public institutions, politicization weakens them. 4. Public trust is essential during times of national crisis. 5. America's institutions are designed to outlast individual administrations and political parties. 6. Strong democracies require institutions that are both transparent and trusted. When these principles guide our thinking, public confidence grows, institutions become stronger, and the republic becomes more resilient. If today's insight has been meaningful to you, I encourage you to get a copy of my book, Neither Left Nor Right. The Battle for America's Democratic Soul. The book is available through Amazon and other major online booksellers. Simply search for my name, Clarence R. Pearson, to discover this and my other published works. After reading the book, I encourage you to leave an honest review to help other readers discover this important conversation. I would also be honored if you would follow my Amazon author page to stay informed about future books, leadership resources, civic education materials, and new releases. Before you go, please follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Together, we can strengthen public trust, encourage responsible oversight, support ethical leadership, and preserve the democratic institutions that serve every American. I have been your presenter, Reverend Dr. Clarence R. Pearson, Sr., helping you transform knowledge into wisdom, conviction into character, and citizenship into impact. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Insight from my book. Until next time, remember, democracies are not preserved by personalities alone. They are preserved by strong institutions, principled leadership, informed citizens, and a shared commitment to the common good. When we strengthen the institutions that serve all Americans, we strengthen the Republic itself. God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.